morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think everyone had a wonderful night. How are your families? I know most of us have just reached our workplace. I'm here, and I know God has been faithful. God has been providing us with rain in most areas of Uganda, and it's not bad because rain has many importances. We use water for rain, we use everything for rain to plant crops and many other things. Today I've come with a good topic and I know everyone will love it. Without wasting time, it's some minutes past 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm a bit late. I'm supposed to start at exactly 10 a.m. But still, we can move on. I want first to encourage to encourage everyone out there. Coronavirus is still on. In town, there is congestion. Try to put on masks. We have been seeing on the news many reports, but let us not just take them for granted. Coronavirus is for real. Put on masks whenever you enter at public means or using a boda. Try to put on the mask very well. Cover your nose and your mouth. And try to use sanitizers. The time when coronavirus started, people used to use hand sanitizers. But nowadays, when you go in the supermarkets or other places where they sell them, they are still in plenty. It's like, I tried to talk to a lady in a certain supermarket, and she was telling me that the sales are down for hand sanitizers. People are no longer using them. Please go back and start using them. They are very cheap. They start from 3,000 shillings. We have to be safe. Even God wants people who can protect themselves, so that even Him can protect us. It's not that we can say that we have our God. Yes, we have God, but still we have to protect ourselves. We have to use the hand sanitizers whenever you move out. You have to put on masks. We have to wash our hands very well, at least for 10 seconds, washing the hands. Most of the arcades, when you go in town, they are congested. People no longer care about the virus. But people are dying, people are infected, even doctors, even lawyers, even pastors, we have to take care of ourselves whenever we go in public places. Let us not just take it for granted. We still need our lives. God needs us to be alive. He's protecting us, but we still have to protect ourselves. There are measures that we have to consider. Social distance yourself. Many people are moving from the villages, coming to town to do shopping for the businesses. Mostly Chikubo, Owino and other busy places. But please, whenever you know that you are going in such places, cover your mouth, cover your nose, sanitize your hands, wash your hands whenever they tell you to wash with soap or any detergent. And stop moving with children. If you see that it's not necessary to move with a child, just leave them at home. Because most of our children, they cannot cover themselves with a mask for a long time. So for them to stay safe, let them stay at home. Let us leave them at home. Even if there is no one there, if they are at least of high age, you close the door and leave them inside. Or you can tell your neighbor and look for them as you come back home. Don't move with the children. It's very, very risky. I'm telling you. Those who works in town who have seen what's happening. There's no need to move with your child. There is no need for you to move when you don't have a mask. it doesn't affect you. At least you put it on some hours, then you put it down on the mouth and leave the noise to be out. We need to stay alive. 2020, since we started, it has been a very difficult year. It has many things have occurred in this year 2020, but still we have to complete it. We have to be alive. We have to move on. We have to stay safe. So if you really need your life, you can do what you are supposed to do for your lives, and also tell your friends, families, and the people you live with. There are some families, when you go out, before you enter the house, they tell you to remove the clothes. They sanitize you out of the house, everything before you enter the house. But it's not bad, because you have moved in many places and your people, you left them when they are safe. So that was the by the way of coronavirus. Today's topic is how to maintain professionalism. Today I'm going to talk about how to maintain professionalism. First of all, what is professionalism? Professionalism is the conduct, behavior, and attitude of someone in a work or business environment. Professionalism is the conduct, behavior, and attitude of someone in a work or business environment. Professionalism leads to workplace success, a strong professionalism reputation, and a high level of work ethic and excellence. That's what professionalism means. So I want to talk about how to maintain professionalism. First of all, honor your comments, honor your commitments, and get your job done. Whenever you honor your commitments and make your job done, what made you to be, what made that boss to hire you? First of all, when you reach at your workplace, clean your table. If you don't have cleaners, set everything in order. If you use you are supposed to receive calls, is your phone on, like that office phone, is it connected? Is the laptop or the PC you are using, is it on? First, organize your office. Commit yourself. If the previous day you left, you had some work to do and you didn't finish, as the moment you step in the office or at your workplace, start with the previous work that you didn't finish. Honor your commitments. Most of us, we get jobs, but when we work after 2 or 3 months, we get used of that job, and we no longer we just take it for granted. We don't fulfill our assignments. So whatever you are supposed to do in a day at work, try to commit yourself. Get your work done. Most of us, when we reach at the workplace, we first do our own things. Yes, it's good to check your emails. It's good to check your WhatsApp, Facebook, what's there. But take time and know that I'm going to use this time to do my own things. Then other time I have to finish what I'm supposed to finish on that day. So first point, how to maintain professionalism, honor your commitments, and get your job done. The second point is be on time for work and any meeting events. If you signed the appointment or you got the appointment letter and you are supposed to be at your workplace at exactly 8 a.m., make it a must. If you know that it's a season of jam, leave your place of your home a bit early, so that you know that by 8 you are already at your workplace. And it's not necessarily that when they told you to reach at work at exactly 8 a.m., at least 10 minutes to 8, be in the office or be at that business. Because as I said, professionalism is a work of business environment of someone. Never be late in the meetings or events. That's how you can maintain your professionalism. Always keep time. Your constance will build a repetition and punctuality and prevent you from being late. Whenever you are punctual, wake up very early in the morning, say your prayers. Already you ironed your clothes before at night. I don't expect someone to start ironing in the morning when you are going at work. Organize your shoes at night, everything, put it in the place you know that is convenient, so that in the morning when you wake up, just bathe, say your prayers, bathe, take breakfast, put on and leave. So the second point is be on time for work and any meeting or event. Most of us, when we are called at certain events, we don't keep time. But time is very important to maintain a professionalism. Another point is pay attention to cultural norms and follow them. Pay attention to cultural norms and follow them. For example, the way of dressing. How are you supposed to dress at that work? Whatever you found there, if they always put on casual as others do. If you are supposed to put on suits, put on suits. Pay attention to the cultural norms. Ways of communication. How do you communicate? How do those people communicate? Because there are certain organizations, they make demarcations. How do they communicate? Is it through standing and go to the other person, or through using emails, text, WhatsApp, whatever? What do they use to communicate in that place? First, study the culture and the norms of that professionalism. Because many have those phone box. So if you find that the system that they are using, use it. Don't just stand up and go to someone's desk when you want something there. That's what I've said. Pay attention to the cultural norms. Another point is check your communication. The way you talk when you have received your personal calls. Be mindful of your volume. Most of us, we talk high when we are talking on our personal phones. Lower your voice whenever you receive your personal call. Embracing speaking and dramatic errors. Know how to realize that you have made a dramatic error. Embrace the spellings. Before you hand over the report, check all the spellings. That's how to maintain a professionalism. Try to check. Some phones, they have dictionary, whatever, the spellings. If you are not sure of that spelling, go on your phone and check. Try to type it. It will bring for you a correct spelling before you hand over the report. That's how to maintain your professionalism. The dramatic errors. Before you speak something, don't just speak it out. That's another way to maintain the professionalism. Check your communication. Another point, bring a notebook or pen or pencil to every meeting. Most of us, when we are called in the board meetings, we just go with our hands and phones. That's not professionalism. Whenever you are called in any certain meeting, board meetings, business meetings, lunch meetings, dinner meetings, breakfast meetings, even if your boss calls you, when you are a secretary or a receptionist, go in hand with your pen and a piece of paper or a notebook. That's professionalism. Because you never know what your boss is going to tell you. Just because it will help you to maintain your professionalism. Write down whatever they tell you, note down the things. Even if you are escorting your boss to a certain place, make sure you carry a pen and a notebook. Because it's not everything that they tell your boss is going to write it down. Because I know most cases when you are to escort your boss, you sit aside when they are in the meeting, when you are not included in that meeting. But make your ears sharp and write some of the things what they are discussing about. Because after the meeting, when you go back, you give it to your boss that this is what you discussed. Because many bosses, when they things, they just talk. They talk, they don't write down. But when you are aside and listening to the conversation, or not part of the meeting, but still you can write some important matters or issues down. That's how to maintain your professionalism. Always get a notebook when you are entering the boardroom, when you are going in any certain meeting. Another point is think before you post. Think before you post something. For example, you want to post something on Twitter or comment. Think before you post something on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, anything. And even before you comment, most of us, we just comment on things we have not read. If you don't have time to read something that was posted, don't comment. Many of us, we have that habit. We comment on things we have not read. If you know that you don't have time, or you feel like you don't want to comment, don't comment. And avoid negative posts. Because you can be working in a big organization, very known company, and you go and comment on a certain thing you have not read, which will affect your company or your job. Because if they see that this person commented on this post, and when they read it and it's not in the line of your profession, it might affect your company and your professionalism. Even if it's your co-worker, even if it's your boss, first read what he or she has posted. That's professionalism. If you see that what you have read is not necessary for you to share or comment, or just leave the page of that person and continue with your other things. That's how another way to maintain professionalism. Another point is avoid office politics and gossip. Avoid office politics and gossip. Try to avoid the negative side of office politics by maintaining constructive relationship and knowing how to work with various individuals. For gossip, don't participate in the conversation and never repeat what you have heard. If you find yourself in a company and, for example, during lunchtime, and your workmates are talking about someone and you don't have anywhere to stand up, don't participate in the conversation. Or don't take what you have heard in that group. It's another way to maintain professionalism. Avoid office politics. When I talk about office politics, it's not about this politics of MP whatever. Office politics, to talk about what's within your company. Avoid that. Avoid talking about your bosses, your co-workers, supervisors mostly. Avoid it. Another point is meeting deadline. Meeting deadline. Whenever you are given work, try to meet the deadline. That's another way to maintain professionalism. Whenever you meet the deadline, it will increase on your understanding. They will trust you more with that job. But whenever they give you a report, they give you 2 days. 2 days you have not even done a quarter of the assignment. You have to meet the deadline. Whatever they give you, meet the deadline. If you are supposed to do something, to deliver some things, you are given 1 hour, try to meet that deadline of 1 hour. Before 1 hour, be in that place and deliver what you are supposed to deliver. If you are working on a certain project, try to meet the deadline. If it's 7-day project, at least on the 6th day you are done with the project. That's how to maintain the professionalism. Another point is avoid being late at work. That's what I was talking about. Even if you are to use public means or your private means. Avoid being late at work. Even if it's a business, if you find your friends have already opened the shop and you are late 1 hour before, that's not that's not the way to maintain professionalism. Avoid being late. Do everything on time. Encourage yourself. I know all of us we enjoy sleeping, but encourage yourself. Know that by 5:30 I have to be up. 30 minutes to do everything that I want in the house. By exactly 6 a.m. I'm out of the house. Even if it's a office, even if it's a business, even if it's any professionalism, try to avoid being late. Another point is contribute to growth and team products or team projects. Contribute to the growth and team projects. Whenever you are given a teamwork, try to contribute. What do you know about that project? Do research. That's the way to maintain your professionalism. Don't be dull in that team. Most of us we are put in that team, like for example, team of 5 or 6, but because you know that this one, Aisha is there to do this, Susan is there to do this, John is there to do this, so for you, you just relax. You don't research, you don't add any value in the project, you don't ask where you have not understood. Try to contribute to the growth of that team project, because whenever you are in a team and they see that nothing you contribute, that's why some people are chucked. That's why some people are given letters to stop working. You will never know, because you say that who is behind this, but because you don't participate, you don't contribute anything to the growth of that company or that project or in the team you are put in. So your friends become tired of you. So when the supervisor asks them about you, they will mention your name. That's why you find yourself that you have been stopped from work and you don't know the root cause. Another point is offer praise and thanks. That's another way to maintain professionalism. Offer praise and thanks. Whenever you are given something, thank that person. Praise that person. Praise your God. I mean, praise your boss. Many of us would just take our bosses for granted because sometimes you can be older than your boss or more beautiful than your boss. But try to offer praise to your boss, to your supervisors. Most of us, we hate supervisors. I don't know why. Because they're always on us. But let us praise them. Say, oh, today you have done a lot. Appreciate them. Thank them. Motivate them. How would you feel if you are like a boss and no one can tell you, at least by the end of the month, that thank you, boss, for this and this and this that you've done for us? How do you feel if, for example, in the family, whenever you bring things, they don't thank you? Children they just grab everything that you take to them, that button, and they just look at you. If you are a man in the house, whatever you take at home, no one appreciates. No one say thank you, sweetheart, thank you, dad, thank you, whatever. How do you feel? So from home, take it to the other side of the compound. Maintain your professionalism. Offer praise and thanks to your superiors. Even if your co-worker, you can be in she or he can help you in a certain assignment, thank her or him. There are small gifts that we can give those people. Some sweets, those small cups, beautiful cups, ankies. There are many things. That's another way to maintain your professionalism. Another point is treat your clients and customers with respect. Treat your clients and customers with respect. However little those things you see are, no company, no business can stand without a client. But for us, we just look at them when they come, the way we talk to our clients, the way we respond when they ask you things, you think that they are just disturbing you. Mostly some people who are always on social medias, when a customer pops in the room or in the business, whatever, the first you show that customer, it's like you want to chase that person away. Respect them the way they come. Don't judge a book according to its cover. I can enter and you just see me like the way I've dressed up, and you just respond to me anyhow. But you don't know that it's not because the way I've dressed up that it means inside of me. I might be having my money, but just I want to dress up like that. Let us respect every customer who enters in our business or in our company. That's another way to maintain professionalism. Don't monopolize the time of others. That's another way to maintain professionalism. Don't monopolize the time of others. Try to create other time for those people, for others. Don't monopolize that time. Don't become a burden to your co-workers. Every time, Susan, help me, what's this? The boss wants me to do this. How can I do it? That's another way to maintain professionalism. Another point, if you make a mistake, admit and fix it. If you make a mistake, admit and fix it. Many of us will make mistakes at our workplace or in our businesses, but we don't admit. We keep on denying. We keep on being defensive. Admit that I'm the one who did this and this and this. Try to fix it. It's not about conflicting with your co-workers or your boss. Try to find a way of fixing that problem or that mistake you have made. If you sent an email that was not supposed to be sent to that person, For example, your boss told you to draft an email to send it to a certain company, and by mistake you sent it to another company. They and then admit and correct it, fix it, apologize. That's another way to maintain professionalism. And another way is support colleagues. Another point how to maintain professionalism: support colleagues. Support your colleagues at work. Do you have a car they are not driving? Even if you don't take the same direction, at least take a halfway. Because most of us, those who work in town, at least some, you don't work in the park. So it means if you don't work in the park and that person you have a car, take that person, drop that person somewhere and proceed. Let us be supportive to our colleagues. You see that you have plenty of shoes and your co-worker always put on one shoe, and you see you are almost of the same size. Get shoes, take to that person. You have many suits, and most of them you don't wear them. Give to your friend, give to your colleague at work. Even them, they want to look good. Mostly those who use their clothes to go at work, who don't have uniform clothes or uniform for that particular work. If you have different wigs and you see your colleague is suffering, get some wigs and give to that lady. Let us be supportive. That's the way to maintain professionalism. Because even if they sit in the boardroom, when you are not there, and they talk about you, you have people to defend you. They know, and they will say, Aisha, she's a good girl. She behaves like this. She helps this. She does this. But they can talk about you because you are not a good person. That's why most people are talked about. So be supportive to your colleagues. You see that you have things and you don't use them frequently, pick them and take them to that person. Another point is also the way of dressing. First impression, you must dress accordingly. If your workplace is buttoned up and formal, then follow the suits. That's the way to maintain professionalism. Wearing professional looking suits, panty suits. The sneakers that suit on that suit. If it's a jacket, put inside a small blouse. Because you cannot put on a suit and you put a big blouse inside. Get something small and put it inside. Because even if it shines, even if it's very hot, still you can maintain that smartness. And put on accessories that are mounted. Don't put on those wrong earrings when you are going in the office. There are some styles of hair you are supposed to style up when you are going in the office. The way of dressing matters, and it maintains professionalism. Another point is respectful and educative speech. Respectful and educative speech. An essential part of maintaining a professionalism is the language you use and what you discuss. For example, don't make crude jokes. Don't make crude jokes. Don't tease or make fun of others. Most of us, we know how to tease people. Don't tease and don't make fun of others. Don't use slang or curse words or poor grammar. Most of us will use curse words. If someone asks you something, there's the words that you use like you are cursing that person. Don't use curse words or poor grammar. Don't interrupt or talk over others. Whenever you are not part of that conversation, don't interrupt. Don't enter the conversation that you are not part of it. Don't talk over others. This mostly happens in big companies. You start talking about others. Don't talk about others. Leave them alone. Do what you are supposed to do at that workplace. If you have nothing to do, make yourself busy. Always move with your Bible and read the Bible during your free time. If you don't have data to be on social medias. If you don't have free Wi-Fi at your workplace, get a book. There are many books, educative books. But don't interrupt and talk over others. So for professionalism, build your professionalism image by volunteering for project, representing the company in physics, business and community organization, and speaking well of your company in public views and even in public venues. Always talk good things concerning your company. Whenever you are in public, try to market your company or your business. Even if you're in a community, talk. For example, you work in Movit products, in Movit company, talk about your products, how good your products are. Even if you are not a marketer, market your company. Because still, even if you're not a marketer, but the money they get from those products are the money they are paid to you. That's where you get your salary from those products. Don't talk bad things on your company or on your boss. Whenever you go try to market your business, even if you are working for those who work for Indians, still you are working in that business. Talk about the products. Don't talk like they are bad people. Even if they are bad, yes, but still you are working there. If you see you cannot be in position to be with them, just quit. But most of us, we talk behind the backs of our bosses. What are you still doing there? Leave the job. Because it doesn't make sense. For example, you're in a marriage, but you talk against your husband, how bad he is. Really? The person you talk with, what picture does that person take? If you say that my husband beats me every time, my husband is a womanizer, my husband does this and this and this, still you are the one who is ashamed because you are still in that marriage. So that's even when you're in a certain company. Don't talk against the company because you are still in that company. Talk good things when you are still around in that place. Let us know how to talk, where to talk, when to talk, and what to talk. So that's what I had for you today in our program Cornerstone, how to maintain professionalism. It has been a wonderful topic. I know everyone have learned, because learning never ends. We have learned how we can maintain our professionalism. I will not repeat all the points. You can go back if you are not around at this moment. You can go back and view. You will learn how to maintain your professionalism. Let me read 1 or 2 scriptures. Romans 12 verse 2. Romans 12 verse 2. And do not be comforted, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove that sorry, I repeat it. Romans 12 verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That's what I was talking about. Be transformed of the renewing of your mind. And whenever you are at that workplace, it's the will of God. Accept it. Because God never wants to see his or her child to suffer. God cannot position you in a certain company or business that you will not gain, that you will be in tears. That's why you find yourself, when you force yourself in a certain place, when your time is out and you force yourself there, that's why you start getting problems. So it's not the will of God to position you in a place where you will be suffering. You have to be transformed. You have to be renewed in that place so that you can improve on the good works and accept what God has done for you. That's Romans 12 verse 2. Lastly, Ephesians 5:18. Ephesians 5:18. And do not be drunk with wine, in which is dissipation, but be filled with the Spirit. Ephesians 5:18. I repeat. And do not be drunk with wine, in which is dissipation, but be filled with the Spirit. Whenever you get a job, if you want to maintain that professionalism, let the Holy Spirit lead you in whatever you are doing. That's why you have to first pray before you go to work. Even if you are at your workplace, get some minutes and pray. Let the Holy Spirit be guiding you in what you are supposed to do. Listen to the Holy Spirit. That's another way you will maintain your professionalism. It has been a wonderful moment. I think we have learned a lot. Thank you, those who have viewed. And I hope everything has come out well. Have a wonderful day. We meet this week on Thursday at 10 a.m. I remain your host, Aisha. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. Bye-bye. God bless you.